Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the top 5 most insane real stories that actually happened. These are not made up, they're real, crazy, and hilarious. Let's get started. Story 1. Man finds dinosaur fossil in his backyard. One day, a man named Roy Mawkin was gardening in his backyard. He lived in Utah and had no idea that his life was about to change. He felt something hard under his shovel, so he stopped and looked closer. To his amazement, it was a huge dinosaur tailbone. It was incredibly heavy and definitely not a modern creature. Experts later confirmed it was an actual Jurassic tail vertebra from a kind of dinosaur called Maiasaura. And you won't believe how old it is. They estimated that the fossil was at least 150 million years old. Just imagine discovering something that ancient in your own backyard. How cool is that? Everyone wanted to see the amazing discovery. So Roy and his wife put the fossil on their lawn with a sign that read, "Free public viewing." Hundreds of people came to see the dino bone, but it didn't last forever. Soon, collectors started offering millions of dollars to buy it from Roy. Of course, he could have kept the fossil, but instead he chose to donate it to a museum where it belongs. Honestly, that's pretty awesome of him. This ordinary guy was in the right place at the right time. All because he decided to take care of his garden. That's one lucky gardener. Story 2. Boy creates virtual reality game. Wins big prize. Do you remember the first time you played a video game? What was it like? Well, imagine being so good you win a huge prize. That happened to a young boy named Oliver. He created his own virtual reality game and entered it into a competition hosted by a tech company. Even though he was just 12, he was already amazing at coding. His VR game was so cool. It was a thrilling adventure full of action and excitement. Experts were impressed by his skills and creativity. And guess what? Oliver won the top prize, receiving a whopping $100,000 for his creation, plus a chance to work at the tech company. It was unbelievable. Everyone celebrated him as a child genius, but he stayed humble, saying, "I am just a regular kid who likes playing and creating games." So it doesn't matter how old you are, if you have a passion and work hard, anything is possible. What's inspiring is that Oliver isn't just a gamer. He's an innovator using technology to bring his ideas to life. It's mind-blowing that he can design and develop such an immersive experience at his age. VR gaming is already super advanced, but who knows what Oliver will create next? I guess you could say he really stood out from the crowd. He didn't just play the game, he designed it, and now he's a winner. Congrats, Oliver. Story 3. Rare double rainbow surprises beach goers. Imagine this. You reach chilling at the beach enjoying a beautiful day when suddenly you see a double rainbow in the sky. That's exactly what happened to some beach goers one day. They were lounging on the sand having fun when they spotted two rainbows, one on top of the other. It was a rare and stunning natural phenomenon, something you don't see every day. So everyone started recording on their phones and cameras. The scene was simply breathtaking and filled everyone with joy. It seemed like the perfect moment captured in time, but then something incredible happened. As the people watched the double rainbow, it started raining colorful balls. Yep, you heard that right, colorful balls. At first, they were confused, thinking it was some kind of prank. But then they realized it was a true miracle. The water droplets were perfectly round and shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. It was like nature's way of adding extra magic to the already amazing view. Everyone was in awe and felt incredibly blessed to witness such a unique spectacle. It was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Now that's what I call a lucky break. Rainbows are already amazing, but a double rainbow is super rare. Then the colorful balls made it feel like a magical wonderland. If I were there, I'd probably think I stepped into a fairy tale. It makes you appreciate nature's beauty and wonder what else is out there. Imagine telling your friends about this wild experience. They might think you're making it up, but hey, you never know. You might even inspire them to keep an eye out for nature's surprises themselves. Story 4. Woman receives mysterious phone call from the future. Picture this. You're going about your daily life when suddenly your phone rings. You pick it up and the person on the other end tells you something shocking. They claim to be from the future and have a message for you. Well, that exact scenario played out for a woman named Michelle. She was hanging out with some friends when her phone started ringing. The caller ID showed a strange number, so she hesitated before answering. But then curiosity got the better of her and she decided to pick up. On the other side of the line was a man who introduced himself as Mark. He explained that he was calling from the year 2078 and had a very important message for Michelle. Naturally, she was skeptical at first. She thought it was a prank or a telemarketer trying to get her personal information. But Mark insisted that he was serious and needed her help to save the world. According to Mark, he was from the future and had traveled back in time to warn Michelle about an impending disaster. He claimed that in 2078, the world as they knew it had ended due to climate change. And the only way to prevent this catastrophe was for Michelle to take immediate action. He told her that she had the power to make a difference and urged her to use her influence to raise awareness about environmental issues. Michelle was deeply moved by Mark's plea. She couldn't believe that someone would go to such lengths to help save the planet. However, she also felt a sense of responsibility. If what Mark was saying was true, then she had a moral obligation to try and prevent the disaster he described. Despite her initial skepticism, Michelle decided to listen to Mark's message. She agreed to help him spread the word about climate change and promised to do everything in her power to make a positive impact. After their conversation, Michelle couldn't shake off the feeling that Mark was telling the truth. She began researching climate change and learned that the world was indeed facing a serious crisis. With a newfound sense of urgency, she started taking action. She spoke to local officials, organized environmental events, and used social media to raise awareness. Michelle's efforts quickly gained traction, and she soon found herself at the forefront of the fight against climate change. People from all walks of life came together inspired by her dedication and the dire warning from the future. Together, they worked tirelessly to implement sustainable practices, reduce pollution, and protect the environment. Years went by and Michelle's actions had a profound impact on the world. She helped shift people's mindset towards environmental protection and inspired governments to invest in clean energy. While the future was still uncertain, Michelle knew that she had done everything in her power to prevent the disaster Mark had described. Looking back, she realized that that phone call wasn't just a bizarre experience, it was a life-changing event. It pushed her to become an environmental activist and dedicate her life to saving the planet. Michelle never forgot the warning from the future. She continued to work tirelessly to ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. And who knows, maybe one day she would meet Mark again and tell him that he had saved her life and the world. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe that phone call wasn't just a warning, it was a turning point for humanity. Michelle's story reminds us that even in the face of a bleak future, hope and action can pave the way for a better tomorrow. It is a testament to the power of one person's determination to make a difference in the world. And that's it for today. Those were the top 5 most insane real stories that actually happened. Which one was your favorite? The boy who won $100,000 for his VR game, or the woman who got a mysterious call from the future? Tell us in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories every week. See you next time.